financial markets move at lightning speed. To make informed decisions, investors need data, news and research that are accurate, fast, and relevant. And they need special technology to analyze every possible risk, find the best opportunities, and communicate with colleagues and market players around the world. Today, Bloomberg puts all of this at professionals' fingertips, but it wasn't always the case. Michael Bloomberg founded the company with one core mission: to use the power of technology to bring transparency to capital markets, allowing everyone to see the same data at the same time. That transparency is crucial to making the global marketplace efficient, fair, and dynamic. Today, Bloomberg is one of the most influential and innovative companies in the world. Bloomberg has nearly 19,000 employees in 192 locations in 73 countries, including over 2,400 news and multimedia professionals and 4,000 technologists who are constantly creating new solutions. The company's core product, the Bloomberg Professional Service, also known as the Bloomberg Terminal, connects over 327,000 top business and financial decision makers, investment firms, corporations, commercial and central banks, government agencies, universities, and high net worth individuals. The terminal also serves as the global hub where investors come together to communicate and form communities. With content available in 11 languages, it is one integrated network combining market-moving news, independent research, and unparalleled data across financial asset classes with world-class analytics and trading tools. Bloomberg also uses its deep technology expertise to help companies collect, organize, and distribute high-quality data throughout their business. Our trading and enterprise solutions enable companies to increase transparency, manage risk, and comply with fast-changing regulations. These are just some of the many ways Bloomberg is unleashing the power of information to help clients prepare for and move into the future.
Hello traders, here I'm Gamagiari in IFTA 2018 and at Bloomberg. So here my friend Jamie. Hi, nice to meet you, Jamie. So this is the Bloomberg terminal. I have been using for 5 years in this terminal, and it's really excellent. But I believe a lot of traders in Asia and Indonesia, retail traders, some of them, the high net worth clients, they want to have their own terminal, but they don't have any idea what is the Bloomberg. And some of them asking me whether the Bloomberg is the same with the website or is there any software or anything, right? But today, guys, we are at the Bloomberg station exhibition in the IFTA. Then I want to show you with Jamie, this is an expert on Bloomberg, then what can you get from Bloomberg, what kind of data. I use Bloomberg to get like earning reports and analyst recommendation, forecast for any expenses or anything. It's really unlimited option, right, in Bloomberg. So what kind of the most features that retail traders can use from Bloomberg? What do you think, Jamie?
Well, we've got the widest set of fundamental data in the world. You've got a world-class charting platform. You've got the ability, if you're a technical trader, to use charts. Also, you do back testing. If you're a fundamental trader, then we've got events, we've got earnings calculations. We've also got the ability to backtest fundamental factors.
Oh, you can backtest fundamental?
Absolutely, yeah. There's actually a new function that's been released called Factors to Watch, and if you run FTW on the terminal, you can see fundamentals that have been backtested over a period of time.
Okay.
The number of countries that have been included in the backtest have been expanded into Asia, and we'll be including the countries. So Indonesia's not there yet, but we've got developed Asia, and we'll be adding emerging Asia in the coming months.
And the most favorite tools in Bloomberg, I can see the beta of the market, right? I can just go to the market. The beta means the correlation. If you are looking for any correlation from one stock to another or one stock to interest rate, can we do that? Let's say it's the banking stock with interest rate in some country. Can we find a correlation on that?
You could. You can basically compare any instruments together, look for correlations. You can chart those correlations as well.
Okay, and we can find the beta as well on that, right?
When you say beta, you're looking for the correlation, or you're looking for...
The beta correlation.
Okay, with beta correlation, it's not something that I've actually looked at, but I come from a equity background, so I usually think in terms of equity.
Oh, the beta equity for the portfolio, right?
Yeah,
okay.
So for macro traders, we could find out, but I wouldn't be able to be the best person because I specialize in equities. So.
Equities, okay. So this is the terminal. Can we take a look on that?
Sure.
All right, so let's using one of Indonesian stock example, and this is the keyboard, guys. An excellent and special keyboard. And what's the difference between this monitor and sometimes I see there are two monitors on the Bloomberg terminal?
Okay, so the way that the terminal works is that there are 4 floating panels, and those panels can be flexible. You can run any function on those panels and bring out the information that you want. The alternative is that you actually convert one of these 4 panels into permanent fixtures on a workspace. So think of it as your wallpaper. Your wallpaper can consist of numerous charts and numerous functions, and then you can have these 4 floating panels as flexible places for you to conduct your research. So if you were looking at this particular stock,
Earnings, right?
looking at earnings, you've got the ability to look at earnings consensus numbers from the brokers. So we've got, now if you're actually a buy side and
This
you've
is
got
for
permissions,
the BBRI, Bank BRI from Indonesia. Okay.
so what you're looking at the moment is exactly this particular bank and the EPS estimates, and also from these 2 particular brokers. Now, if you're a client of a broker, then you have access to that information. Because I'm working at Bloomberg, Goldman's and only Morgan Stanley have given permission for us to see their data, and you can't actually see the numbers. But if you're an actual client of Credit Suisse or even the local brokers, then you'll be able to see all of their earnings estimates here, and it's flexible to see across all the different fundamental
EPS,
measures.
revenue, operating profit, but this based on the consensus, of course, right?
This is based on consensus. Now, if you're a buy side, you can actually upload your own numbers and view that versus your brokers.
Okay. How about like a research company? Can they provide the data to Bloomberg, or must be a broker?
Independent research houses can also supply their information, and if you're a client of that independent research house, then you're able to see it in functions like this as well.
So how we as a research company can provide the, let's say, technical calls on Bloomberg?
Okay.
How we send that to you?
Well, there's a function called BRC, which stands for broker research.
Broker research. Okay.
And you're able to see, again, we've got restricted research here because I'm not a client, but if you're a client and you're enabled to see your particular research, then you would pass it to Bloomberg through an API, and then we'd display it just to your clients.
Wow, so this all BBRI research from many securities around Indonesia, of course, right?
Yeah, and you can filter and find by particular analysts, or you can just say, if I'm just looking for upgrades that have happened on this particular name, then I can view that, and I can look at over any given time frame as well. So if I wanted to look at in just the last week, if there have been any upgrades, of which there's none, but if we stretch it out to maybe over the last year, then you can see that these are the banks that have actually upgraded their numbers. So that's the index there.
Okay, so we got a BI rate, and then GCI.
And where is it? And it's here. Maybe we don't. Let's take these ones out. Okay, let's try a different instrument. Bank of Indonesia. Now, what's the one to go for? Is it this one here, the offering rate, 3 month?
Yeah. Reference interest rate?
That one actually
didn't work.
You could find the one with the most liquid. There we go.
Okay.
So there it is there. Now there could be different versions of this, and I'm an equity guy, so
we can compare. Let's say it's higher interest rate, the stock's going lower, or something like that, right? We can compare it.
Well, you can do things like this. I mean, one way to look at a particular security, such as an equity, is to compare it to the index. Okay, so if we start this again and we run GP on this particular bank, and then we compare it on a ratio chart to JCI, we can quickly see actually over time. Okay, so this is, if we just bring this out, put it on a weekly chart. So what we're seeing here is this bank actually outperforming the rest of the market, but actually started to break down in what looks to be April. And I think the JCI actually peaked in June. So would this been a leading indicator? Let's take a look. Let's add the JCI.
So we put another market, guys, to this chart. Then you can see visually what happened and what is the correlation.
That's right. I'm just going to make this easier for everyone to see. Make it nice and clear. Okay. So what we have here is actually the JCI peaked back in February.
So GCI is leading then, right?
Yeah, JCI is leading, but it wasn't until actually April until is it Bank React? This particular bank started to underperform the index. So actually it was a little bit late, but it's been underperforming ever since. And at the moment it's sort of holding ground. So depending on the weighting of this particular company, so if we can have a look at JCI index and have a look at member weighting, and you can see here that BBRI is actually quite a large component within the index. So when you see that, it's sort of, it's starting to mirror the index. What you'll see is better signals on stocks that have a lower weighting in the index, and you can start looking for divergences.
Okay.
So that's an interesting thing feature to look at the market, look at breadth. So was the index in the JCI starting to go lower than the index before the index topped in January? So bearish divergences is something that you can have.
That's really excellent tools then for any traders and investors. So how much is this for everyone who wants to subscribe?
Well, it's $23,000 US.
23,000.
Now it actually comes with all the market data that you need. So one of the advantages of a Bloomberg terminal is there's no additional costs.
Okay.
So within the terminal there are a lot of services that come rolled in. So you're not just paying for a data package, you're paying for analytics, you're paying for a wide array of instruments, connectivity to trading platforms that you do not need to pay for, and it is basically a 24-hour hotline or service for any troubleshooting that you may have.
So that's excellent, guys. Here in Bloomberg, live from International Federation Technical Analysis Conference 2018, Kuala Lumpur. And here's Jamie. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
To show Bloomberg.
Thanks.
Bye.